So there is a lot of confusion on the cap breakers, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, the courtside report, when they showed that build, that caused even more confusion. But before I get into that aspect of the video, let's talk about the thought process of the cap breakers, okay? So how this works is this. For each position, there's gonna be somewhere around 15 overall ratings at each position, okay? So as you upgrade your player, you're tossed from one rating to the next, okay? If you trend towards, let's say, slashing, you get the slashing overall, right? So whatever overall you end up with will determine the amount of upgrades you will get per cap breaker based on how much weight each attribute in the overall formula gets. So remember, this is a formula. So as you're making your build, right, you're gonna start being tossed around into one of these 15 overall rating categories. And then once you're done making your build, the game is gonna determine which one is your primary overall. Is it gonna be playmaking, slashing, shooting, that type of sort, okay? So let's go ahead and look at this actual video screenshot of the build in the courtside report, okay? And what a lot of people were saying was like, well, why is his shooting so low? Like, you know, why is he able to get the driving dunk at a 14 and the standing dunk 15 and that type of etc. You know, but why when it comes to shooting is like non-existence except for the free throw, okay? Well, you have to look at a couple things. Remember, there's a formula here in the background working, trying to place you in whatever category you're going to be in. But there's also, let's say, a total point system, okay? So a total point system at the end. And depending on how many points you already used up making this build will also determine how many cap breakers and the points you would get for the cap breakers, all right? What reason why this wasn't a good example is because a lot of the points were used up already. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you look at the driving layup, it's already a 99. You look at the steal, it's already a 99. Now, most of us are not going to do this because we're going to use cap breakers. And, you know, if you want to get a 99 steal, just stop at 95, all right? If you want to get, why would you go 99 layup in first place? I don't know. But, you know, again, you will go 95. Like, you're not going to try to hit those 99 tiers off rip. You're going to use the cap breakers to do that. So by dropping your steal to, let's say, a 95 and dropping driving layup to a 95, what that's going to do is also change that formula working behind the scenes. And by that formula being changed behind the scenes, what's going to happen is you'll see your mid-range shot and your three-point shot, those points, the weight of those points will start to jump up a little bit higher, okay? Now, obviously, you're not going to expect to be getting a 99 mid-range shot after these cap breakers. You're not, okay? You can even look at the driving dunk and see at the end, you're only going to get a 64, 65 driving dunk, all right? So don't be banking on this going to be the ever-changing, game-breaking build where you'll be able to use these cap breakers to max out another, you know, category that you didn't touch, all right? But I just wanted to point that out is that, you know, you have to keep in mind the formula that's working behind the scenes that is going to give you, you know, the available cap breakers you have. If you're going to use up a lot of that, I guess you can say if you're going to use up a lot of those points already that's working in the background, then what's going to happen is you're not going to have a lot of wiggle room to play with. So what I'm stating is that ideally what you will want to do is you want to make sure that you're not trying to just go ahead and go straight overpowered in the beginning on your build unless you're somebody that just knows off rip you're not going to be hitting any cap breaker tiers. Maybe if the system's the same and it's just starter 3 will give you 10 and you know like that's the only one because you're not hitting veteran 2 to get the next 10 cap breakers, then make your build tailored around that with 10 cap breakers. But like I always is stating, do not try to hit 99 on a build because it's going to kill a lot of the point values that you have for these cap breakers that you're going to be trying to utilize. The second thing I want to speak on is that making a balanced build will definitely impact you more when it comes to these cap breakers because again, you are still going to be put into this formula and you're still going to be given a actual specialization, right? So even if you make a balanced build, it still might put you as a finisher or a shooter or a playmaker or whatever. But when you go look at your cap breaker breakdowns, you're gonna see that you're gonna get a very even distributed, nice bulk of points that you can get to where you could potentially, let's say for instance, you had a 79 3 ball, but then those cap breakers that you have would probably look something like, 5 7 3 or something like that, compared to if you have it all maxed out like this picture here has with 99, 99, and all this 99 high stuff in here. But listen, guys, let's be smart here, okay? 2K did this intentionally because obviously if they made something a little bit more balanced, you'll get crazy more information. A 99 driving layup, 99 steal with no shooting on a guard build is insanity, okay? So again, don't get it so twisted. I'm here to help you. I'm always here to break it down for you. And this is what we're looking at, all right? This is the method, okay? You wanna make sure you're not maxing out these cap breakers off rip. You wanna make sure you're in a good sweet spot. Do not put any money into your build until you get all the information the data that you need as far as the cap breakers go. I'm pretty sure once you make your build and you go into the city, you can open up your menu and then go to cap breakers. Even if you haven't achieved them yet, you can look at the point system value. And then if you look at the point system value and you do not have an understanding of what it's gonna look like, then just go ahead and back out. Now again, that is my hypotheses, right? Because at the end of the day, I truly don't know if this is going to be the case, but I'm looking at the picture here, and it makes sense that this will have that type of stuff there, even if you don't have the cap breaker option yet. The only way I can see them not showing this data is if for some reason you have to get the cap breakers first to be able to see it. And I'm pretty sure like it might be like a level 40 thing. So even if if you make your build and you're not able to see it, if you buy the season pass all the way through up on day 1, then you should be able to see it. I don't know, but it should be one or the other, right? You shouldn't have to hit starter 3 to know about the value of your cap breakers. So again, on your first build, at least there's no hurt in just making the build. Before you put a VC in it, go check out the cap breakers and see if you're getting the point value for what you were thinking you were going to get. And if you don't get that and you're seeing like, a situation where, you was hoping that you would get for your 3-point shot a point value of 5 7 7 9 11 like you did for the free throw, then maybe it's better to back out and then start to tweak it a little bit more. All right, so hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying, because that is going to be pivotal for your build, right? If you're not making your build based upon the cap breaker system and the specialization and your max +1 and your max +2 badges, then you're losing. And I know it sounds very confusing, but I could tell you this, if you're someone that does not want to get involved in this, then you probably are better off making a Pro Toon build. And that will be another video I can talk about later, because a Pro Toon build this year are going to be way much more thought through, to where, the max +1, the max +2, your specializations, these cap breaker breakdowns are going to be put more in thought than it was last year. I felt like it took like season 4 for the Pro Toon builds to really catch on to how people and the method, like how people are really working with using these builds. So if you look at the season 1 Pro Toon builds compared to the season 6 Pro Toon builds, light years different. They took total consideration in cap breakers, and it just made more sense. So if this stuff seems confusing to you and you do not want to mess up, I'm telling you right now, just go ahead and look at a Pro Toon build and get one of those, because those are going to be made with this stuff that I'm talking about in the forefront, right? That is the purpose of the Pro Toon build off day 1, okay? So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. Hopefully it's not too confusing of what I've been speaking on, but this is going to be pivotal. Do not worry about what you just looked at on that courtside report. It is extremely lopsided with the 99 layup, 99 steal stuff, and just really shorten that pool to where the shooting looks this minimal. But again, like I said, do not think that you're going to get, 100 points and be able to do that, okay? And the last thing I want to speak on is that at the end of the day, as everything is being evolved and going on with the builder, I'm telling you right now, you definitely want to make sure you're watching my videos, especially when the release date comes out, because I'm going to give you the intricacies, what you call it, the little details, the intricacies or whatever you call it, that is really going to help you get over the edge, because these little things right here are going to add up and matter. And like I said, this year I'm completely reworking my channel. I'm not just spamming builds and thinking that y'all supposed to make them because they're trash. I'm going to be literally making the best possible builds for you. And then if I am going to be dropping rare builds and that type of sort, they will be heavily labeled as just for entertainment purposes only. So again, keep that in mind. This is a complete rebrand, okay? But other than that, this is your favorite old head Uncle Demi. I'll be back really, really soon with a banger, man. You know, when I say back soon with a banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.